And give this just a minute for everybody to join. Hi, RC. How are you? Can you hear me? I'm a little late. That's normal for me. It is normal for me to be late to public live streams. I'm not late to scheduled calls. Hi, the architect. Yeah, time is an illusion anyway. I'm always right on time anyway. I'm always perfect. I'm always on time. It is what it is. I had to go run an errand before here, and then as soon as I got home, my cat demanded my attention. And then I had to get my makeup and stuff on and then come on here. I had a little bit of makeup on, but I didn't have all of it. Because if I don't do like full makeup, you guys will not see my facial features because of the lighting and everything. So in case you're wondering, most people put a lot of makeup on before they go on camera. Self-concept is amazing. Your self-concept is always amazing. See, there's no bad self-concept. And I actually want to do a video on that because that's been coming up a lot in coaching is people are saying, I have a bad self-concept. No, you don't. A self-concept is an identity. You assign whether it's good or bad, but there's no good or bad identity. There just is. Hi, Queen. But in this live, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. I'm giving it probably about 5 minutes or so before I get into today's topic. And actually, I'm going to lower this a little bit. I just noticed this is really high. There we go. Now I can see you guys a little bit better. Today's topic is going to be about fasting because in my last couple of live streams, people asked about fasting. So I fast to go into deeper meditations. I don't really do it for any other reason, but when I do it, I notice that, of course, my manifestations happen faster. A lot of things are amplified. So I'm going to talk about fasting. And there's been something I've been doing with a lot of clients lately, and this is actually since the beginning, is I'll have them fast from certain things and detox. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about fasting and detoxing to make your manifestations even faster. I've been saying no thank you to stuff that does not agree with my chosen identity. Perfect. Yeah, I'll be going into the topic here shortly. And I'm going to try. I'm going to try once I go into the lesson part of today's live, like recording it, because there's a way, I think, to record when, create highlight. Okay, I wonder how long that is. I don't know how long that is, because that would help me. Because like in one of my lives when I was talking about ChatGPT, I was like, I should cut this section out and post it as a video. And my lives are so long. They're like 2 hours long. So it's hard for me to remember where in the video it is. And I have to download the entire video and watch it myself. It's a lot of work. So I'd rather just see if that works. My hair is like super long lately. Like, look at this, guys. You look at my videos, like even from a few months ago, it was not this long. Not at all. I see. I manifested this convo then, especially the detox part. Yeah, so I do a lot of fasting and detoxing, quite a bit actually, but we'll be talking about that. And especially when it comes to manifestation, especially when it comes to identity. And I've been teaching that to clients recently, and that's really been sticking with them, and they've been able to shift. So we're going to be going into that. And I didn't get a coffee today. I had a coffee earlier, so I didn't want to like double coffee today. So I got myself a matcha. We're going to be drinking the matcha while we're talking. So you guys, if you're joining me, you're ready for the lesson, make sure you get your tea, your coffee, get a notepad if you'd like to take notes, whatever's going to help you. And we'll get started here briefly. But I do, talking about my hair, I need to go get a trim because like the ends, they're not bad, but they're, you know what I mean? Like when your ends get like, they don't feel as nice. So I need to get a little trim. I'm just going to do a, just the ends though, because I want to grow my hair out more. What's crazy is the photos that I printed up and I said I wanted my hair to look a certain way. It was this. Told you guys that stuff works. Like where I talked about printing up photos, pinning them on your wall. It's my version, I guess, of a vision board, but I do it mainly with physical characteristics. Shit works. Basically, I took my photos and I put them in an app and I edited them and said I want to look like that, and here we are. Hi, Bliss Goddess. I'm going to give it a few more minutes because sometimes people don't realize I'm live. And I've had people tell me that they didn't get the notification, but then that they were on YouTube and saw that I was live. So I think that's odd. Like, did you guys get a notification that I'm live? Hi, Nads. Yeah, and what's crazy is my hair is blonde, but it's not this blonde. Like, this is like blonde, okay? My hair, if you know about hair, my natural hair color is a level 7-8, more closer to a 7, but it's not exactly a 7. It's not exactly an 8. It's kind of between. That's my natural hair color, and it is more of a golden blonde. And so I liken it to this. This is probably about a level 10. It's not completely platinum. Platinum would be 12. This is probably about a level 10. So I do lighten it. So I lighten my hair, and yeah, it's very healthy. Like, I don't use a lot of heat though. Like, I do a lot of like heatless type styles. My hair is naturally wavy. So if I want it wavy, I just put mousse in it after I get out of the shower and let it dry. This is because I did have rollers in my hair overnight, and I went out and did some stuff, and kind of it's a little bit rainy here, so that's why it kind of the big like blowout type curls kind of died down a little bit. Liz Goddess, I never seem to get consistent notifications. I just saw you live on my recommended feed. That's interesting. The architect got the notification. Okay. Yeah, blonde vibes. Like, this was my natural hair color as a child. So whenever people ask me, is this your natural hair color? It's like, yeah, at one point. It was. I enjoy doing my own hair. So I actually do my own hair. Like, I do my root touch up. I do all of that sort of stuff. I do it myself. I do my hair treatments, everything, because I like doing it. That's like my self-care. Every now and then I'll go to a salon and have them do it, but I like doing it myself. All right, guys. So let's get into this. So today's topic is about manifesting, but also with fasting. So we're going to be talking about fasting. We're going to be talking about detoxing, and I need to redo that intro in a minute, but save your questions for after I'm done, and then we will get to your questions. Okay. So I am going to scroll up here so that way I'm not distracted by the messages in the chat. But I am going to go ahead and do where it cuts the record part for me. So that way I can go into the lesson and I can use that as a video and post it publicly. So that way people publicly will have just that section of the live and the rest of you guys will have the rest of it, because my lives go pretty long. It says only a 49-second. I don't want that. I don't know how to do it. Hold on. Oops. Not what I wanted. See, I'm new to this. I guess I'm going to have to just cut it. I'm going to have to just download this entire video and just cut it. Yeah, because it says that it's going to create a short. I don't want a short. All right, whatever. We're just going to leave it. I accidentally clicked that one time, like to create a highlight, and it made like a 5-minute video. It doesn't make sense because a short has to be less than 3 minutes. Whatever. I'll download the video later and post it as a video, or I'll just redo it entirely and make it a video. So let's talk about this. So I've come on here quite a bit on live and talked about how I do fasting. So I've done fasting in the past for weight loss, but I've done fasting on and off for years. So I've done intermittent fasting. I've done 48s. I've done 36s, 38, 48s, 72s. The longest I have fasted is 7 days. There's multiple people out there that fast longer than that. That's just how long I've gone. Okay. And in my past, I used it more so for my body, right? For losing weight, for detoxing, for resetting things, right? Like resetting my diet, that sort of thing. But once I became conscious that, everything in my reality is me and everything I identify as shows up in my reality, I realized that also when I'm fasting from my old self, from my old identity. Okay. And I'm detoxing from a lot of those behaviors. So, example here, when I was obese, a lot of those behaviors look like, yeah, I'm having a matcha right now, right? But this doesn't have any added sugar in it. I don't have any of the heavy syrups. I'm not drinking a frappuccino, right? I'm not eating a bunch of fried foods and donuts. Like I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't get any donuts. I just got the latte. Okay. When I was obese, I was drinking drinks that now I know had anywhere from 700 to 1,000 calories for a drink. A drink. Okay. And then I would have like donuts, and I would have, all these carbs and fried foods and all the good stuff, right? And what I realized is eating those things made me feel like crap. They taste good, yeah, but over time it adds up and it makes you feel like crap, right? For me, everybody's different, right? And of course, that's my assumption. Now, when I got into fasting, it was to get rid of that habit of wanting the sugary drinks, of wanting the fried foods, of wanting the cornbread and collard greens. Okay, I'm a Southern girl. Okay, and detoxing from that to once after you fast, if you fast for at least 3 days, I'm telling you, once you bite into like a piece of fried chicken, that stuff is going to make you like full quick, or you're going to feel like you're going to feel gross. I can't even really eat McDonald's now without feeling gross after. And I don't eat McDonald's like at all, like maybe a couple of times a year. Okay. So my point is once you rid the habits, you fast from those habits, right? You no longer identify with that. Someone that is more fit, that is more lean, right? More athletic. Like, I'm more athletic now. I wouldn't say that I'm skinny because I don't care to be skinny. I'm more athletic. I have more muscle mass in my body than people realize. Okay. I'm only 20% body fat. So if you guys are on my my member side of my channel, I have like my fitness stuff over there and my before and afters. I even have some on here from when I went from obese to losing 65 pounds. Even at that weight, I was 20, like my lowest weight and my current weight right now, I was 20%, around 20% body fat. That is athletic status for a woman. Okay. So how I first lost my first 30 pounds is by fasting. I was doing 36s, 48s, and 72s, okay, in a rolling type of way. So I would fast for 36 hours, eat, go right into another fast, right? But I didn't start out that way. I started out with intermittent fasting. So you don't eat after a certain time at night, you go to sleep, you wake up, you delay your breakfast, right? Because breakfast is break fast. That's what breakfast is, right? And then I would eat, and I would probably eat one time a day. So one meal a day, right? I went from that to then gradually going into longer fasts. Started with 12s, 14s, 16s, 24s, and then I would go longer and longer and longer. The more you practice it, the longer you can go. And this relates to manifestation, because manifestation is being the identity that is experiencing the reality in which you wish to experience, right? So let's use the biggest one that everybody comes to me for, and that's SP manifestation, right? If you are still being the person that is trying to obtain, trying to get this other person, trying to change yourself to get this other person, you are still pedalizing them. You are still saying they are the universe. It's a them-niverse. It's an SP-niverse. I already have a video on that. But that's not the truth. It's the universe. You are the center of reality, not them. So if you are doing things, you're doing affirmations, you're doing visualizations, you're doing all these things, these 10K affirmation challenges, right? The letters under the pillow, the water, this and all this stuff. If you're still doing it to try to obtain something outside of you, you are still making them the center of reality. So when we talk about fasting, you have to fast from the old identity that you no longer wish to be. There is no good or bad identity. There just is. Okay. You assign meaning to your identity, right? You assign it like, oh, this is a bad identity. This is a good identity. There is no good or bad. There just is what you assign it to, right? It's kind of like, I like matchas. Some people don't, right? They might say, oh, this tastes like grass. It tastes like crap, right? I love cilantro. Other people, what? Thinks it tastes like soap, right? There's no right or wrong, right? I love cilantro. It's good for me. I love it. Other people taste like soap, taste like, they're eating a bar soap. To them, the cilantro is bad. To me, it's good, right? I personally don't like licorice. My son loves the crap, right? Another example, okay? There is no good or bad when it comes to self-concept. Get that out of your mind. And I know a lot of coaches will tell you, oh, you got a bad self-concept. You got to have a good self-concept. You got to be positive. You got to raise your vibrations. You need to be high vibe to get your thing. You need to be the right frequency, like changing the station on a radio. Get that stuff out of your head. It's bull crap. Bull crap. You don't need to do any of these things. You just need to be the new identity. But sometimes switching from one identity to another identity is difficult, right? It is simple, but it is not easy. If it was easy, you wouldn't be watching me right now. If it was easy, everyone would have their dream reality and no one would be watching any of this content, right? The reason why this content is here is because it is simple, but it is not easy. No matter what your manifestation is, no matter what your desire is, right? If your desire is to be a millionaire, going from poverty level to millionaire status is simple. It is not easy. Again, if it were easy, everyone would do it. Going from obesity, like I was obese, to athletic status is simple, but it is not easy. It is simple to abstain from certain foods that might make your body feel bad. It is simple to get consistent with a workout routine, but it is not easy. It's not easy to put on those gym shoes and take your ass to the gym. It's not easy. But once you're there, piece of cake. It's on autopilot. Ever notice that? It's like learning to drive a car. Learning to drive a car is what? Simple. It is not easy. Okay? It is simple to drive a car. You hold a wheel, press a few pedals, right? Pay attention to the road. It is simple, but it is not easy. Riding a bike, simple, not easy. It is simple to ride a bike, but when you first get on that bike, what happens? You fall on your damn ass, right? You skin your knees. And guess what you do? You get up, brush it off, right? Because kids want to be cool. They want to ride that bike, right? You've got to look at that as everything else. So when we talk about fasting, we talk about detoxing. This is why when people book coaching with me, especially my one-on-one texting service, the first week, it doesn't matter whether they book 2 weeks with me, a month, it does not matter. If you're in elite status and you only book a week with me, I don't care. For 7 days, we are detoxing and fasting from the identity you no longer wish to be. There's nothing wrong with that identity. We are not demonizing that identity. That identity will always exist. Just like someone that is healthy, but maybe they're a little bit thicker, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, if you're happy and healthy, great. But if you no longer want to be that and you want to be more athletic, hey, we have to switch the habits. We have to detox from the old habits. We got to get rid of all the cakes in the cabinet, right? We got to get rid of all those little Debbie cakes. We got to get rid of all the habits that made you this identity and switch it to this other one that's more athletic. Like now, with me, I still fast. Like I'm about to go into a 7-day keto fast. So I will not be consuming any carbs, right? High fat, high protein, no carbs for a week. And then I'm going to be going into a week-long water fast. Why? Because this is what I do once a year. Okay? It's anti-aging. It's amazing. It detoxes my system, everything else. It rids any of the old habits that I used to have that sometimes creep back in, right? So same thing with manifestation. If you were being this one identity, let's say, example here, you have been poor your entire life. You have struggled with money your entire life. No matter how much money you make, it goes out just as fast, right? Your mindset is money is hard, money is evil, man, money is this, money is that, right? We have to detox from that mindset. So if you're checking your bank app every 2 seconds, every few minutes, I've actually instructed clients to delete the freaking bank app off their phone. That the only way they can check their account is on a computer or a tablet when they need to pay bills. That is it, right? It's detoxing from that behavior. It's fasting from that behavior, right? Same thing if we're talking about an SP manifestation, and I have plenty of clients that do this. Literally, people think I'm absolutely insane. It's fine. right? We have to detox completely and fast completely from the person that you used to be that lost your SP to begin with, right? If you are stalking their social media, guess what you're going to do? Number one, we're going to unfollow or turn off notifications. And if that's not enough, we're going to delete the apps completely. You're going to go on a complete social media detox and fast, right? Fasting is abstaining from something. So when I fast, I'm abstaining from what? This next week, I'm going to be abstaining from carbs, right? And then after that, I'll be abstaining from food entirely. I'll just be having water with electrolytes. And then every few days, I'll have like a liquid meal, like protein, collagen, all of those sort of things, right? Some tea. That's it. I'm abstaining from food. So when we're fasting from the old self, the old identity, we are starving it by not feeding it what it loved to have. If that's stalking your personal social media, guess what? You're not going to be doing that anymore. If it's watching hours of SP content, guess what we're doing? We are deleting YouTube off your damn phone. If that's what it takes. I've had people unfollow me that come to me for coaching. I told them, go unfollow every manifestation coach. Go delete the watch later list that you have of all the SP content and the tarot and everything else. Someone that's addicted to tarot readings, I tell them, go unfollow all the tarot readers, delete everything off your phone, all the saved tarot readings that you have, the saved photos of tarot cards. I'm not stupid. I've been there, right? Essentially, this is like taking someone that was an alcoholic and removing all of the alcohol from their home, including mouthwash, including rubbing alcohol, right? We're taking away anything that your little voice in your head would be like, oh, it's just one beer. It's just one. It's just one. I'm only going to look at their social media just one time, just one, right? If you're on a fast, if you're losing weight, I'm just going to have the one cookie, just one cookie. What does it turn into? It turns into a spiral because, again, that old self, the old identity is super sneaky. How long have you been that identity for? Right? How long have you had problems with money? How long have you had problems in romantic relationships? How long have you been the body you don't want anymore? And you expect that you can shift that easily and go look at the social media and have the cookie or check the bank app and not spiral? I think not. So that is what I mean by fasting, by detoxing. We are getting rid of all temptations that the old identity would cling on to, right? We are not going into it. And yeah, you're going to have that voice in your head. Anyone that has lost weight, anyone that has fasted and lost weight that way, because I've done it, okay? You have food noise. It's called food noise in your head. The little voice in your head says, we're hungry, we're starving. Oh my God, I'm going to die. No, you're not. That's what the body fat on your body is for. Kind of like when you are trying to manifest a person and you're like, oh, it's not going to hurt anything. I'm just going to look at the social media just one time. And then you see some photo of them out with somebody else and what happens? And you don't even know who this person is. I've had it where clients and friends thought that there was a 3P because they checked social media and they saw someone. And then later, once they actually have their full unfolding, find out it was just a friend. Or their person was with this other person to try to make them jealous. Or they were trying to replace them and couldn't. Because being with them, they were so in love with them that they couldn't handle it. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know. Right? You don't know. So with the food noise, when you are trying to lose weight, and let's say you cut out sugar, you cut out carbs, stuff like that, you will still have food noise, okay? There'll be that voice in your head like, it's just one cookie. It's just one, right? It's just one donut. You have the donut, and then you're like, I just fucked everything up. I might as well just eat all 12. You see how it spirals. That's with everything. So when your identity that you no longer wish to be, your self-concept that you no longer wish to be, it's not good or bad, it just is, okay, is addicted to social media, stalking their person, doing these affirmations, thinking that's the secret sauce to get their person, or let's say you want the body of your dreams, right? And you think, oh, it's just one cookie. It's not just one cookie. Because as soon as you have it, yeah, you're going to enjoy it for a few seconds, right? Let's say you check their social media and you don't see anything, you're going to, oh my God, thank God. For what? A few seconds? And then a few minutes later, what are you doing? You're going right back on there to check again. Did they do an update? Did they do an update? Right? It's like this. Tarot. People that are addicted to tarot, okay? They'll go get a reading. And this is why I stopped doing readings, okay? They'll go do a reading. And then they get the answers they want. They get relief. And then a few days later, oh, I need the answers again. What do you need them again for? You just got them. It's because the old self is addicted to it. It's because the old self is trying to obtain. Okay? So as Neville Goddard calls it, letting the old man die, you let it die by fasting it, by starving it. It's like my video on the two wolves. You've got to starve the, what? Bad, evil wolf. It's not bad or evil. It's just the identity you no longer wish to be. Okay? You've got to starve it. Starving is fasting. Okay? Like when I fast, I go into ketosis because I create ketones, and that the ketones burns fat as fuel. So I'm starving the fat. That's what I'm doing. I'm starving my body. I'm just starving the fat. So now the body is using the fat as fuel. It's the same thing here. As soon as you stop feeding the old wolf, right, the old identity, the new wolf, or the good identity, if you want to call it that, it doesn't matter, good wolf, okay, is now able to thrive. So much so that the new identity will start fighting the old identity. So as soon as you have that food noise, the voice in your head that's like, oh, just check it one time, right? Just have the cookie, right? Check 3D. This one says, what are you talking about? We already have it. Your new identity will start fighting the old one until this voice used to be screaming and yelling because it wants to stay alive and in your awareness. This one will start getting louder and louder and louder until that becomes your default identity. We need to get you to the default. This is the same thing with weight loss and fitness, okay? Any trainers out there will tell you this. If I have trainers on here, you can vouch for this, is that typically you have a default weight, right? My happy weight is from 125 to 132 approximately, right? That's what I got my default to, okay? A few years ago, before I got obese, like we're talking 5 years ago, my default used to be around 140, okay? And I had a hard time getting below that. But once you make the new weight your default, you typically stay around that. So we want to make the new identity, the one that you wish to be. If you download my self-concept guide, it's on my website. It's free. It's free 99, okay? I talk about making the 2.0 version of you. You need to make that your default. And how you make it your default is what? By detoxing and fasting from all of the old habits and things that your old self, the old identity, used to do. Now, for those that the old identity is, it's very emotional, it's stuff like that. I am not here to demonize your old self or any identity. Okay, we talked about this in the beginning. All identities exist. All versions of you exist right now. Okay, 5-year-old you exists, 80-year-old you exist, and whatever age you are right now. Billionaire you exist, homeless you exist right now. Okay. You with your person exist right now. You not with your person exist right now. There's no right or wrong. So if you're still having a hard time shifting into the new identity, you can watch, I forget the exact title of the video, but it's my 2-letter method. And I'll explain it a little bit here. If you want to go watch that video, go watch that video. I'll go more in detail. But you're going to write 2 letters. The first letter you're going to write is a gratitude letter, a thank you letter to the identity you no longer wish to be. Why? Because she or he got you this far, right? You would not be here watching me. I would not be in your awareness telling you all of this if you were not previously that identity, right? If you were not that identity before. So thank that identity for getting you this far, how resilient they were, right? Whatever battles they fought, right? There's things about me that I'm not going to change because I consider them my battle wounds, right? I enjoy them, okay? But nothing wrong with revision, it's just what I do. But you're going to thank the old self. The reason why is because you would not know light without darkness. You would not know what hot feels like without cold. You would not know what sweet tastes like without sour or spicy or whatever, right? So you couldn't know what you want without experiencing what you don't want. And you, as God, source, universe, holy cow, whatever you want to call yourself, would not realize what you really are without being in the illusion of being a human. So we're going to thank the old identity. We're going to give them gratitude. We're going to thank them for getting us this far and for showing us what we actually truly want. And get as detailed in that as possible. You know, you can envision yourself giving them a hug, thanking them, loving them, and telling them that you no longer need them, but you'll always love them and always cherish them. Okay? You can also do Ho'onopono for that. Look that up. It's a Hawaiian prayer. Very good. I might do a meditation with that, with this particular practice. Okay? Then you're going to put that letter away. And then you're going to write a letter to the new self, the 2.0 version of you, the version that you wish to be. And it's going to be a love letter. You're going to tell your new self how much you love them, what you love about them, right? As if you were them now. Now, with the old letter, you can do one of a few things. You can just put it away in a place that you're not going to check, right? And just have it for the future if you ever want to revisit it. Right? Once your entire reality is shifted, you want to revisit the old self just to see like how far you come. You could rip it up and release it. You could burn it safely. Okay. You could just throw it away. You could put it in water and watch the ink run and see the release of that. Now, with the new letter, right, to the new self, the love letter, you can do a few things with that. You can put it away and just revisit it when you need. You can hang it up. Some people put it on the refrigerator, right? Pin it to the wall so that it's a constant reminder of how much you love your new self, right? So that's a practice that you can do with that if the old self is a little bit harder to detox from and to fast from. But really, like I said, fasting from the old self is easy. Well, it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy, okay? You just need to rid yourself of all the old habits that person would do. So that way you can step into the new version of you. So if you've been struggling with, say, relationships, put the mirror on yourself and figure out where you have been struggling with yourself. Where have you not been showing up for yourself? Where have you not been prioritizing yourself, choosing yourself, right? I talked about this in that last video about it's universe, not SP universe. But look at the man in the mirror, right? Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Great song. Look at the lyrics, okay? He's talking about changing the world by changing himself, by taking a look in the mirror and changing self. That's manifestation 101, okay? Like I said before, it is in pop culture, it's in the Bible, it's in all religions, really, right? I have clients of different religions and they bring it up to me how in their religion it's this, but it's in relation to manifestation. Buddhism is the one that I know for sure talks about oneness and everyone is one consciousness, and that's true. You are consciousness experiencing reality through your vessel. I am consciousness, I am the center of my reality, experiencing it through my vessel, right? As a human. That's what you need to realize. So it's within Christianity, it's within Buddhism, it's within paganism. It does not matter what your religion is. It's in every religion. It's in science. It's in pop culture. I have a whole video about how Alice in Wonderland is literally the manifestation journey. Okay. I have plenty of videos on, movies and all types of stuff. I plan on doing one on songs because Man in the Mirror is one of them. There's a lot of other songs as well. You probably can bring them up too. Another one that I always bring up is I Am Whatever You Say I Am. I forgot the exact title of that song, but by Eminem, right? I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am, right? He's literally talking about that, about how he knows his identity is whatever it is, right? Whatever you say it is. In your reality, he is whatever you say he is. That's what he's telling you. Your reality in every way is trying to tell you your power and what you are. So, I know I went off on a tangent, and that's what I do. This is how I am, guys. I go all over all different types of topics, but I'm going to look at the messages in the chat. I'm going to see, do you guys have any questions as far as fasting, detoxing, using that to manifest? Now, before I do that, another thing that I use fasting for is to go into deep meditation. So, example here, I fasted last week for 2 days and then I went into a deep meditation. When I'm in that deep meditation, I usually cannot visualize. Okay, I have aphantasia. I have videos on explaining what that is and how you can go about manifesting without visualizing. But when I fast, I can go into a deep meditative state and somewhat visualize. I can also experience my version of sat scenes, whatever it is, a little bit more in depth, right? A little bit more crystal clear. Like I can hear things better. I can experience things better in my version of visualizing. And so that's what I use it for. So after I do this 7-day fast that I'm going to do, and I might actually start something over on my members channel. You guys tell me if you would like this. I might start it over on my members channel when I start it. And that way you guys can follow along with me. Now, I only encourage this if you are an experienced faster, if you have fasted. Now, you can join me in doing the keto type fast for the next 7 days. I'm going to be starting tomorrow. You can start that if you want. What I'll be doing in the next 7 days is I will only be consuming protein, pickles, avocados, eggs, stuff like that. Like it's literally keto. Okay. That's what I'll be consuming for the next 7 days. And then after that, I will be going into a 7-day water fast. Okay. And I put electrolytes in my water. I make it very safe. So like I said, if you are not an experienced faster, caution, okay? Take it slow. Don't go all in like I do, okay? But if you guys would like that, I will put that over on my members channel. I'll make little videos and pop in maybe some shorts. I think that would be easier than full on videos, but let me know if you guys want that. But yeah, that's the gist of everything. I hope I covered everything. I'm going to go through the messages here and see what you guys have said. Change life. Can I manifest a date with you? And in your reality, yes, but in my reality, no. RC. So that's so dope. My hair is jet black and people don't believe me. Why wouldn't they believe that your hair is jet black? That's interesting. Bliss Goddess. My hair has gotten more red or auburn as I've gotten older. It's my most complimented feature, big lioness hair. Oh, I love that. I love the lioness look. Are you a Leo? I'm not really into astrology, and I could go into why, but it would be interesting if you're a Leo. That would be funny. Bliss Goddess, I do intermittent fasting pretty easily. 48s felt rough. I did it twice. Yeah, 48s are rough. It's rough after 36 hours, I would say. It starts to, but if you do it consistently, it gets a little bit easier, kind of like I was talking about before. RC, oh yes, the OMAD definitely helped me lose weight. Yeah, OMAD is amazing. Also, alternate day fasting, if that's a little bit easier for you, basically that's a rolling 48. Weigh in, eat you for breakfast, you looking lovely. Well, good luck with that. Not a bar of soap. Yeah, some people think that cilantro is like a bar of soap. Bliss Goddess, I have heard that it just tastes like cilantro to me. Yeah, some people, cilantro tastes odd, right? It's kind of like some people, well, I'm one of them. I love asparagus, but it makes my, urine smell weird. So some people have it, some people don't. Uh, the Hulk. I'm not reading that. I don't think anybody's superior to anyone else. Okay, we're moving on. Bliss Goddess. Thank you, Alchemistic. I am so over these teenagers on TikTok saying it's easy, simple, but not always easy. Exactly. It is not easy to rid yourself of the old self. It's simple. That's not easy. What is up with all these people? Like I'm about to just put these people in timeout so like their messages can go away. There we go. Abdullah, I need your help regarding manifesting job through really competitive process. How can I achieve this job despite really scarce conditions? Why don't you watch my content? I explain manifestation in everything I say. Be the identity that already has it. The competition doesn't matter because you are the most amazing candidate. Like you're the perfect candidate. Why would they choose anyone else? It doesn't matter how the competition is. Brandon, just broke up with my girlfriend last night. Is this an alchemical practice? I don't know. You tell me. Jasmine, I have those Eminem lyrics on a repeat in my head lately. You're welcome. RC, this was very insightful. I am definitely going to incorporate fasting for sure. Totally up to you, but basically we just need to fast ourselves from any of the old habits the identity that you no longer wish to be does. Bliss Goddess, I feel like I am doing everything right, getting back into the observer and reminding myself of my choice often. But how do I be okay with how long it's seemingly taking for a nerve pain to leave? I do believe it's connected to trauma slash emotions and just allow them to release as needed. So when it comes to pain, I know it's that's definitely not as easy as a lot of other manifestations, in my opinion. Okay. Everybody's different in their experience, but I am someone that has healed nerve pain. I have healed joint pain. I have healed migraines. I've healed my cancer, right? So when you are experiencing pain, and I had chronic migraines, I'm talking about migraines where I had to shut out all light, all sound, like become a burrito in my bed and have pillows over my ears and everything else for hours and just be in excruciating pain. Okay. It was common, it was often. I went from that to I have not had a migraine in probably 6 years. Okay. That is quote unquote impossible in the medical field, right? They say you can never heal migraines. Like you'll just always deal with them. I stopped identifying with the person that's always dealing with migraines. How I dealt with it is I would tell myself when I wasn't experiencing the pain that every day I'm experiencing less and less pain. Every day I don't experience this, right? No matter what my reality was showing me, no matter what type of pain I was in. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not. But you've got to rid yourself of even experiencing it. What I also did was meditations. So when I healed my cancer, I would go into meditation and I would visualize the cells dying and ridding out of my body. Now, how I did that with the migraines is I just felt like, uh, I know this is going to sound weird, but I just felt like my brain was healing in a way and I was no longer experiencing that type of pain. And again, I would do it when I wasn't experiencing a migraine. So then my migraines became less and less. So with nerve pain, with pain type manifestations, in my opinion, enjoy the less and less, right? Bask in that and know that that is your true identity. That's kind of how it is. And like now I declare that I'm pain free, right? And so I haven't had a migraine in 6 years. It's kind of like it's my assumption and basically what I know and what I think is that I don't look the age that I am, right? And a lot of that is because I feel much younger. I say that I feel like I'm in my 20s still. And so people just assume that I'm in my 20s. I couldn't care less what I look like. I don't care what people think. I care about what I feel like, right? Like I'm pushing 40 and I have no joint pain. I have no back pain. I had a neck injury that was supposed to be permanent. I have no pain from that anymore, right? I do slip up every now and then. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I had a slight pain in the back of my skull, which is where one of the injuries were, right? But then I went back to the new self and I said, no, that's not my identity anymore. And I denied it. And I said, no. I said, this is the new identity. I'm pain free. I don't experience pain anymore. Right. And so it went away. It lasted about, I would say, 30 minutes. And then I didn't experience it anymore. So it's really switching your mindset from that. And as far as connected to trauma and emotions, you've got to let go of the past. And I'm saying this as someone, and I have a lot of this over on my members channel because I can't post it publicly. This is someone coming from me, from someone that has experienced every type of trauma you can list off. I've gone to therapy, and a therapist will ask you the different types of trauma. I check every box from my past, right? A past is just a perception. So You've got to stop identifying with the person that this trauma that you've gone through is affecting your now moment. That's how I do it. Other people completely revise it to where the trauma never happened. But it's up to you how you do it. There's no right or wrong, right? But my identity now is that those past events don't affect who I am now. Okay? Don't identify yourself with the victim mentality. Identify with the victor mentality, right? This is like my video I have turning trauma into triumph. There's a reason why I call myself alchemistic. Okay? When I first started my channel, and this was what, in 2020, 2021, you guys can look at my channel and see when it was started. That's when I started doing tarot. And the name Alchemistic Anomalous came to me in meditation. And I always identified as an alchemist because I've turned what? My trauma into triumph. I've turned animosity into something amazing. That's literally alchemy, right? So there's a reason why I call myself that, okay? And I stuck with the name after I switched from doing tarot to just manifestation coaching, because even when I was doing tarot, I was doing manifestation coaching in the guise of doing tarot. So I just cut out the middleman. That's all I did. Let's go on here. RC, identity and embodying the is the key for real. Absolutely. I really appreciate you are my coach. I'm glad you're here, honey. Bliss Goddess. Yes, this has been a chronic condition associated with long COVID, etc. Your story is very inspiring to me. See, I never had COVID. And I never had the... You already know I can't say certain things because I am public. But yeah, I never had the thing. And I've never had COVID. I also have not had a flu vaccine in over 20 years. I also have not had the flu in over 20 years. Okay. I am not completely anti-vax. I'm just saying I didn't have those. I also did not have the H1N1 when that was out. I also did not get H1N1. So you've got to stop identifying with someone that has had it. I know it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy. Okay. I identify as someone that has an amazing immune system. I don't get sick. I never get sick. I haven't had a cold in 5 years. Like I just said, I haven't had the flu in, 20 years, I had to think. 20-ish years. It was before I got pregnant with my son. Okay. And actually, it's over 20 years because he's about to be 21. He'll be 21 in March. And yeah, so you've just got to stop identifying with someone that's been sick or gets sick or anything like that. Okay. If it's easier for you, what I used to do when I used to get a cold all the time and sick all the time is I would take vitamin C tablets and I would say, because of this, I don't get sick. And then it became my default. Now I don't really have to take the tablets anymore, but I just don't get sick. Right? It's just my assumption. I don't get sick. And so I don't. Like I don't get sick. Pain has been nearly 24/7, but it is changing. That's amazing. I have experienced less and less. I see it as ice melting and flowing in my mind sometimes. That's amazing. And see, you can do visualizations if you're better at doing those. I'm not the greatest at doing visualizations. Bliss Goddess, just turned 40. I have noticed some aging, but that almost proves to me it's cultural conditioning, that it becomes evident with a number insane. Right. And see, like, as women, we're told that over 35, we're supposed to look a certain way and all this stuff. And honestly, when I was obese, I have photos where I saw myself that way. I looked a lot older. I probably looked my age or older when I was obese. And it was because of my mindset at the time. It was because of who I was being. But once I lost the weight, once I shifted my mindset, and I printed up the photos, like I said, and do I have those near me? Hold on. Well, let's see. Yeah, I do. Let's see if I can show them to you without revealing like everything. Hold on. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to use these two. And I'll show you because like I edited the photos and this is when I didn't look this way. Okay. I edited the photos and I made myself with like longer hair and look a certain way and all that sort of stuff. Let's see. Hold on. So I'm trying to line it up where like my mask goes so that you guys can see. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. So this photo right here, again, one that I edited. Okay, one that I edited. That's the top part. You guys normally see me with a, have seen me with a bottom mask. And I'll show you another photo where it's, hold on. Where I did that and I edited the hair. The hair. Okay, my hair was not like this. It was actually to here. And it was a lot thinner. And it did not look like that. See what I'm saying? This was a photo of me that I edited. Do I not look like that now? And my lips did not look like this. The bottom of my face did not look like this. Okay. At that time when I edited that photo, I had jowls at the time because I was, again, society conditioning, stuff like that, right? I had jowls. I started having aging in my neck, right? Like I started having way more aging in my neck. This is why I show those things. I had more deep-setted lines right here. I had 11s, and when you guys see me with a bottom mask, you'll notice I don't have 11s. I had 11s at the time. This was when I was obese. This was 2 years ago. Only 2 years ago. How can I reverse aging in 2 years? Okay? Think about that. And I'll give you guys more examples of photos here. Hold on. Because it was a few that I edited. So that way you guys can see. See what I mean? I did not look this way before I edited the photo. And I put this on my wall. Okay? Did not look that way. But I edited the photo and then I put it up on my wall and I said, that is what I look like. And guess what I look like now? I'll give you more example. Again, bottom half of my face, like you see right now. Hold on. Am I wrong? If you guys saw the video where I talked about my body transformation and stuff like that, what did I do? I said that I printed up photos of a fitness model that has a similar body type to me. Go look at my afters after I lost 65 pounds and you tell me. This is what I had on my wall when I was obese. And I said, this is what I look like now. I kept re-emphasizing it. This is how I do visualization, okay? I print up photos, especially when it comes to my body, stuff like that. That's how I do that. Bliss Goddess. Yes, one of my usernames is Phoenix, and I am a Leo. That's funny. You never had the thing either. Okay. Perfect. If you guys spam my chat, you're going to be put in timeout. I'm just letting you know. You spam, I'm going to put you in timeout. Bliss Goddess, you manifested your long, healthy hair with your editing. That's cool. Yeah, if you go back even to like the beginning of me doing on-camera videos, because when I did tarot, I wasn't on camera like at all, really. There was a few times where I went live on Instagram, but I always wore masks, even back then. My hair was long back then, but then stuff happened and I had to cut it and everything else. But yeah, if you look at the stuff, even from just a few months ago, it was not this long. It was not. And I am 100% white girl. Okay. I am Irish and Scottish. I have genetically fine hair that does not grow fast. So you tell me. Liz Goddess, so how did you shift your identity with appearance when you look in the mirror every day? I just avoided the mirror. Or if I looked at the mirror, I would focus on what I liked about myself, not anything that I didn't like. And I would wear stuff that made me feel good. Okay. So you're not going to put on a pair of jeans or a dress that's going to emphasize the things that you don't want. You're going to wear what's going to emphasize the things that you do like about yourself. Yeah, it was the video that I'm talking about where I went over like this stuff. I went over what I did with this. Was my, what was it? 2024 intentions came true. I talked about that process. And then I also have a video about my weight loss. I have a few videos about it actually. Bliss Goddess, I have seen your why you no longer do tarot videos and twin flame videos. Do you still think there is something to the twin flame thing in regards to similar frequencies or something? No, it's all what you make it. A twin flame is just an SP. It's an SP that people really put on a pedestal and make their universe when they should not. They are the universe. You are universe. You are source. Everyone outside of you is just you, including me. I'm your twin flame. Everyone is your twin flame. Everyone is your mirror. There's not one person that is. Okay, everyone is. Alyssa, I'm a Leo too, Big G. That's fun. Shannon. So it doesn't really matter if the visualizations are internal or external. Basically, if you can see it, you can be it. Absolutely. You don't even need visualizations. You just need to be. I use these for physical changes. So a lot of times I'll use these for physical changes. I also use them for relationship. Hold on, let me find those. Because I no longer have these on my wall because I don't need them on my wall anymore. But for relationship, I printed up photos of what type of relationship I would want, right? And I put these on my wall. And when I was single and didn't meet my person and stuff like that, I would look at these and say, "Oh, look at us, right? Look at us at vacation. Look at us cuddling with the hot air balloons and stuff like that, right? You can do that too. So anything that you want, right? Anything that you want, you can do that. You don't have to, but you can. That's my version of a vision board, basically. I don't really, I don't have a rhyme or reason. I don't do it only on January 1st, right? You can do it anytime. There's no rules, okay? Bliss Goddess, I have had many psychics say my person is my twin flame, but I feel like humans channel twin flame information through human perceptions and made it something weird. It looks like a dumpster fire. It looks like a dumpster fire. That's funny. Anyway. Hey, Bliss Goddess. I feel like my poor health self-concept has eggplant blocked me from manifesting the relationship and money on my vision board. Just got to stop conditioning things, I guess. Yeah, you've got to stop giving things meaning. You give everything meaning. So if you say that your past trauma is affecting you, it's going to affect you. If you say that you need to do 10,000 affirmations to get the thing, then you're going to have to do 10,000 affirmations to get the thing. If you say that there's even people that can take a tablet, right? Let me hold on. I haven't taken these in, I don't even know how long these are old, but let's say if you took this every day, like a biotin tablet, and you said that when you take these, your hair grows like crazy, right? It's going to grow like crazy because of you, not the tablet. Okay. There's been reports of people that take any vitamin, right? Like me with the vitamin C, right? You could take like a B12 vitamin and say, because you're taking the B12 vitamin every day, you're losing weight. And it's going to be true because of who you are being, not because of the tablet. Everything is a placebo. Everything. Okay. There's not one thing that it isn't. Hi, Jen. Ooh. Yeah, any questions, guys? Because this is where I take questions. I already went through the lesson, so we are taking questions. Any questions of anything that I've covered, or if you have a question about your own manifestation, desires, etc., that's what I'm here for. Bliss Goddess, I used rosemary spray to grow my hair. Hold on. It worked amazingly. So that's cool. I did that. I haven't been able to placebo my way out of the bigger health stuff, though. You can. Stop saying that you can't. Stop saying you haven't been able to. Yeah, you did. You already did it. I don't know what you're talking about, Neville. You're in Barbados. If you don't know, that's how I am as a coach. I'm just letting you know. There's people that will tell you that if they are doing well and then all of a sudden they go back into the old self, I'm like, no, you're not. You are this. And then I ignore them the rest of the day. I really will. I won't even acknowledge the version that they don't want to be anymore. Oh, I don't really say that I'm not doula, but yeah, that's how I coach. I basically will deny and not allow them to be the old self that they don't want to be anymore. Oh, and I do need to announce some things. And I'm going to do this on videos as well. But hold on. But I'm going to be changing some things. And I talked about this in my last video. Is this month is my birth month, supposedly. Long story. Okay. I don't know when I was actually born. Yay, fun. This is why I don't care about astrology. Bliss Goddess, do you differentiate between manifesting from the I am versus the character? The character is the I am. Everything is the I am. Everything is you. Everything is. I don't know what you mean. Shannon, any advice for when self-doubt creeps in? Don't give it your attention. Don't give it your awareness. Self-doubt is really just the old identities trying to stay relevant. Go watch my 2 wolves video. It's the wolf that you no longer wish to be, the bad wolf, the evil wolf, trying to be relevant still. That's all it is. So let's go into announcements. I talked about this in my last video, but because it is my birth month, I am going to be creating and releasing a school, SKOOL. Okay, what a school is it's a community. Kind of like, in my opinion, from what I've noticed, is better than the, like, say, member side of the channel on here, because I can post different stuff that's a little bit better, right? So for the first 2 weeks after I release it and after I announce it, it will be free to join the first tier, okay? Then you are locked into that and grandfathered into that price for life. Until you leave, until you unsubscribe, whatever it is, okay? After the first 2 weeks, it will go up to $10 a month, kind of like how my members channel is over here on the first tier. The first tier, I'll announce when the first group coaching is, because I want to wait until there's enough people over there, right? Once I have enough people over there for the first month, after that, and it'll probably be after the first 2 weeks. So after the first 2 weeks, that's when the first month will be, right? I will be doing group coaching for everyone once a week over Zoom, something like that. If you guys want a different platform, let me know. But basically, it will be video one-on-one coaching, group coaching, where you guys can join. You can get on video with me. You can get on audio. You can just text in the chat, and I will coach you live. Okay? That way it's off of YouTube, a little bit better in my opinion, and we'll have a group session. And each person that joins, first come, first serve, will get a hot seat for, say, 10 minutes. You'll get a hot seat where I just coach you for 10 minutes. Okay? For the first month, I will do that once a week for the first tier. Okay? After that, I will do it twice a month for the first tier. And then I'm going to have other tiers that have a little bit more in depth with them. You're going to get the other tiers, like my second tier on here, we'll get the courses, we'll get more one-on-one group coaching and discounts for services, things like that. But that is going to be released. I'm also working on a beginner's manifestation crash course. Like all my stuff, it includes stuff with it to help you. And I am working on a workshop, because I don't think I need to do more than a workshop on using ChatGPT for manifestation for those that would like to, because I have tested it a lot, not just with me, but with clients. And so I'm going to be making that and releasing that. But yeah, there's a lot going on this month. And who knows, I might have another flash sale around my birthday week. So let me explain. Many of you know that I was like a foster / adopted kid. It's complicated. Okay. And I was told I was born on September 16th. I've come into realization that most people are like, you don't act like a Virgo at all. There's probably a reason why. I don't actually know when I was born. Yay! Okay, so, but I celebrate it still on September 16th. So that week, I might do something crazy. We'll see. But the announcement is that I'm creating a school. I'm creating some group coaching type things for you guys, more courses, more sources for you guys. You guys tell me what you need. I will try my best to create it, but those are what's in the works right now. Bliss Goddess, I also follow Manifesting with Brittany and Zach. They have 2 contradictory recent videos on this manifesting from identity versus non-dualism? I don't know because I don't watch their content. All I know is what I know and how I teach. Here's the thing. When you guys are watching manifestation content, I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's your reality. You do what you want to do. I'm telling you based off of experience, stop all the noise. If you watch too many coaches, you're going to get contradictory information. It's just going to confuse you. Find 1 to 2 coaches max that have a similar message and stick to them. 1, preferably. If you need to, like you want a female and a male perspective, great. Okay. But find the ones that have the same type of perspective and the same teaching style. Maybe it's a masculine and a feminine version, but it's a similar teaching style. Okay. A lot of people compare me to Eric. That's fine. Eric is great. I don't mind that. I've heard that I'm the feminine version of him. That's fine. Whatever. He's really the masculine version of me because this is my reality. But that's my advice. Stop watching so much content. Focus on one and listen to what they're saying. Okay? Because you're just going to confuse yourself. And I've been there, and that's why I'm saying this. But up to you. It's your reality. You do what you want. You make the rules. Yeah, I've heard another coach use the term the character and was confused about what that meant. Thanks for clearing that up. I don't even know what the character means. I don't know what you're saying. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You guys are confusing yourself by watching so many different coaches. I don't know what you are, but you're being put in the timeout chair. Bye-bye. Any actual questions, not someone spamming my chat. Yeah, Jen, when they act up, they get put in the timeout chair. What's crazy is they have to subscribe in order to even type in my chat, and they'll subscribe to me just to do that. Boggles my mind. And this is another reason why I kind of want to do the school, so I can do group coaching outside of the noise on here. That was my sister's birthday. She passed. There seems to be a little Virgo in there. Did you ever want to find out when your birthday really is? I can't. To answer that, I can't. And it doesn't matter. Bliss Goddess. Character just means identity. So the old identity. Okay. All identities exist. I'm confused. Identity just is. Identity is what you make it. I will be on here at most another 30 minutes. Yeah, you guys tell me what you would like me to create. But the other thing that's going to be switching up is my my 14-day SP challenge is going to be switching up a little bit. Those that have already done it, it's not affecting you. It's going to be for new people that are coming in. And if I update anything in it, people already in it get the updates. One thing that I will be updating in it is meditations. So I've gotten feedback that a meditation to help with spiraling during the first week would be helpful. So I'm going to work on that. The other thing that I'll be updating within that challenge is I'll be adding the Manifest Her Love meditation to that challenge, as well as the Manifest His Love meditation that I'm working on right now. I will be posting that publicly well, not publicly. I will be posting that over on my members channel, but it will be in the course as well. And I might work on a gender neutral one also. The gender neutral one is a little bit difficult because with the manifest her love, I'm using my own voice. I'm talking to the person as if I'm their SP, like a female SP, right? And the manifest his love meditation will be the same thing, but I'm having a male friend of mine do the male's part where he's talking to you. Life of Sarai. How do you suggest doing the self-concept for a week without thinking about anything else when circumstances are bad and 3P and joblessness exists? All those will exist regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. All versions of reality exist. All versions of you exist. There's nothing to do. Right now, you're asking me how to control something that will always exist. All realities exist. All versions of you exist. You cannot destroy them, nor can you create them. When you're creating the new identity or creating the new reality, it's a reality that already exists. It's an identity that already exists. You are just shifting to it. The other version of reality, the other version of you will always still exist. Does that make more sense? It's an awesome course/challenge, just completed. Perfect. If you filled out the form, I check forms on Monday. So anybody that has done my challenges, courses, I always check my forms of the completed forms for the rewards on Monday. Monday every week I check it because I get a lot in. And heads up, if you have completed it, make sure that it is 100% completed. So how you do that is on each module, make sure that you click complete to go to the next module. And at the very end of the course, there's like a completion thing. This is what people have told me. I don't know because I don't see what you guys see, but make sure you click that so that way it's 100%, because 90% of the time I have to email people after they've completed the reward form and tell them to do this. It's not your fault. It's just how the course is kind of set up through Stanstore. And that's kind of why I want to see like maybe a different platform to use for my courses. But again, it's not going to affect anyone that is already in the course because you'll always get access to it. If I switch platforms, I will give you access to the new platform based on the email that you purchased with. If you buy any course of mine, if I make improvements on it, if I change it, you always get access. Because you suggested not thinking of SP or anything for a week, and I did it for 3 days and was spiraling again. Yeah, that happens. It's because your old self is like clinging on to stay alive, right? Clinging on to stay in your awareness. Your awareness is everything. Rewind and watch this entire live again because I talked about fasting and detoxing the old self. I talked about not being the old version of you that you no longer wish to be. Illyrian, I have 2 questions. One, what causes a push-pull dynamic when it comes to manifesting someone? And 2, how does someone revise a breakup? Okay, so number 1, what causes a push-pull dynamic when it comes to manifesting someone? This is a duality-based reality. Simple question. Simple answer, right? It's simple, not easy to understand. It's simple. This is a duality-based reality, right? For every one thing, there is an opposite. Light, darkness, hot, cold, north, south, east, west, right? For everything, there is a opposite. That's why there is push-pull. It's like a magnet, right? One side of the magnet is a push. The other side is a pull, right? If you put 2 pushes together, what's going to happen? They're going to, right? But if you put the push and the pull together, they're going to stick together. This is with everything, right? If you think about a battery, for example, there is a positive and a negative. You can't put a positive side onto a negative terminal, right? You're going to have all types of problems. It has to go, there has to be into the positive part of connector. I was trying to think of the word for it. Connector. And then the other side needs to be on the negative part. Kind of like when you put the battery in your car. Right? So the push-pull is the duality. That's all it is. It is your reality. For every thing, there is an opposite. Cause and effect. Right? So what causes a push-pull when it comes to manifesting someone? So the reason why there's a push-pull is because you're still thinking that there's something outside of you that you need to obtain. Because you are still not realizing that you are the universe yourself, right? You are reality. You are the center of your reality. They are just you. So the push-pull is because you're pedalizing them and making them your universe, making it them-niverse, SP-niverse, right? It's not, it's universe. Put the focus back on you. This is what I have everybody do that gets coaching with me. Put the focus back on you. Choose yourself. Prioritize yourself. They cannot prioritize you if you are not prioritizing you. Right? How does someone revise a breakup? What breakup? What breakup? What are you talking about? I don't know what breakup you're talking about. You're in Barbados. Radhika Singh, have not seen you on Eric's channel in a long time. What do you mean? Like in comments on his lives? Yeah, because I don't have time. I don't have time. Simple answer, I don't have time. I used to go on there to support him because, yeah, but I have not had time. I think I'm still a member of his channel, but I have not watched his videos or been on his lives in, I don't even know how long. 6, 8 months? But literally, I could text him right now and ask him how he's doing. He'll respond probably on Monday. The Mystic Whispers, what is self-concept and how to work on it? I have so many videos on self-concept. Lots. And if you rewind this live and watch the entire live, I've been going over that the entire time. Self-concept is identity. I also have a free self-concept guide. It's on my website. I have all the sources there for you to answer your question. For free. Free 99. Doesn't get any better than that. No excuses if I can't afford it. Can't afford what? To click a button? Self-concept is not self-love. Self-concept is not self-confidence. This is why Kanye, without a doubt, loves Kanye better than anyone, right? He's got lots of self-love. But Kanye is freaking miserable. He is not the best version of him. This is why he is not with his SP. His SP is Kim K. 100%. That's why he is with somebody that looks like her. Think that's a coincidence? But he's miserable. Right? He is miserable. This is why a lot of coaches will tell you don't need self-concept to manifest. What they're talking about is that you don't need self-love or confidence, because they're right. You don't need to love yourself or have self-confidence. You just need to be the identity. That's it. Bliss Goddess, I have printed out the self-concept guide and created a printout of my new self-concept. It's on my wall. That's amazing. So the 2.0 version of you, or whatever you named it. I mean, it is whatever you think it is, right? Reality is whatever you say. So if you think that, hey, more power to you. Oh. Jen, that guide is really good as well. Thank you. Yeah, I've had people tell me, they're like, you should be charging for this guide. Like, this does not seem like a free thing. I've had people download it and tell me that. They're like, why are you not charging for this? Because I want to get the information out there. Because not everybody can even afford $10, right? That's why. That's why I don't charge for it. And plus, I'm a little sneaky. You already know. It signs you up to my email list, and every few days you get an email with a video. Email, lesson, video attached. It's a win-win. Yeah, my eyes are gray. Correct, Karina. You're the first one to guess they're gray. Most people are like, are they green? Are they blue? No, they're freaking gray. I think it's probably the black mask, but yeah, depending on what I'm wearing, they can look different colors. But yes, my eyes are gray. Alchemistic really has the best success stories with those voice notes. I appreciate that. I actually have a elite texting client right now that has given me permission to use a few of her voice notes, but they want me to disguise their voice, so I will be doing that. So it might sound robotic because I'm going to be disguising their voice, because that's what they asked for. I've never seen someone with the eyes gray. You know, it's so funny because all my life I was told that my eyes were blue or my eyes were green. And I've been told so many things, like they're hazel, they're this, they're that, right? And then I had one optometrist tell me that they were prismatic, meaning that they change colors depending on what colors are around them. And they weren't wrong, right? Because they do. Like, I can put on different makeup and they'll look blue. I can put on different makeup, they'll look green. Why? Because there's like a ton of different shades of gray, right? There's a bluish gray, there's a greenish gray, there's all those things, right? So recently, like a few years ago, I went to a different optometrist, and she said, no, your eyes are gray. And I was like, that actually makes more sense. That was the first time someone told me that. And I said, how common are gray eyes? And she's like, oh, it's about 3% of the population. I was like, oh, okay. So other people do have them. It's just, it's more rare. Let me scroll back up here. Bliss Goddess, I am in separation with my person. You're in what? I don't know what that means. I believe he loves me, but he seems to be reflecting me by needing to heal. What, I don't know what you mean. You're already with him. What separation? There is no such thing. Life of Soraya, Bliss, I'll be one of those success stories that's unbelievable. I am looking forward to your success story, Life of Soraya. Definitely want you to be. Bliss, for him, it's emotional and it's only reflecting me. I see it now. Everything is your reflection, including me. I wouldn't have showed up in your reality if you weren't ready for these messages. See? Jen's eyes are gray. We got another gray. Got another gray here. Say I'm not the only one. Bye, Karina. I hope to see you again. I always announce on my community tab when I go live. Yeah, I have more voice note testimonials coming. The one from my trans client that unfortunately got deleted, she redid one for us, so I will be posting that. Also, the one that wants their voice disguised, that one is not SP related, so I'm excited about that. And then I have a client that was inspired by Ellie to do a phone interview with me. So I'll be setting that up with him. Yes, him. It is a male client. Don't get many male clients, but I do get them. And so he's agreed to do an interview with me. So we will be doing another interview. And hopefully he's not as meticulous as Ellie. So the reason why it might sound rehearsed is because we redid that whole interview like multiple times. And she had things written down because she was so nervous. Like she was nervous to do everything, guys. So yeah. He's not that way. He's a character. I think you guys are gonna like him. But I try to, put in actual coaching videos, actual like content in between the success stories because I don't want my entire channel to just be success stories. Like that sounds boring. I don't know. Soraya, manifesting to be able to afford your texting coaching soon. It's going to be possible after I get a job. Absolutely. It's already possible now. And here's the thing, if for anyone that gets coaching with me, I always tell them before you get coaching, have the mindset that when you are getting it, that no matter what you are spending, you are getting back tenfold. Okay? No matter what, you are getting it back tenfold. And no matter what, I am your last stop. No matter what, you will be a success story. Have that mentality, have that identity before you book. Yeah, I don't want to read that because I don't want to hurt her feelings, okay? She's an absolute sweetheart. She actually commented on that video. So if you have questions for her, you can reply to that comment. Joe Light, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. And you can send whatever money, it doesn't matter. That's irrelevant to the whole conversation we're having. I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Bliss, I stepped into the identity of paid travel writer and photographer recently. Awesome. 2 days later, a recruiter contacted me with a great contract writing role. Not my final goal, but it was movement. Awesome. I love that. Okay, we're moving right along. Um, those in the chat know exactly what just happened. Soraya, I love the success story where you spoke about someone reversing a chronic illness. Yeah, and that's been me too, right? That's been my experience as well. I healed my cancer, I reversed chronic migraines. We were just talking about that earlier, actually. Yes, it's 100% possible. I don't understand again, and this isn't my awareness, so it's going to happen, guys. We're going to get the trolls in here. But I don't know why people subscribe just to type some stupid stuff in my chat. It makes no sense. Because I'm just going to put them in the timeout chair. That's just what's going to happen. And their messages are going to get deleted. No one's going to see them. This is why I don't even read them, guys. I don't even acknowledge them. I just put them in timeout chair. Sorry, how do you make your mind believe that it's possible? Like, we've been told this isn't going to happen or heard it happen. What do you mean? There's so many stories of people curing things. So what do you mean it hasn't happened? There's a lots of medical miracles. Like, just look around you. They're everywhere. Everywhere. So who says that it can't happen? Of course it can. I think it's probably because they're seeking attention. Well, then they need to call their mom. I am not their mom. There's no logic to it. Yeah, there is no logic to it. I wish I could manifest an amazing self-concept with amazing boundaries and out of my anxiety. Again, there's no such thing as a bad self-concept. I went over this during this live. I've already went into it in depth. Okay? There's no such thing as a bad self-concept. There just is. Self-concept is identity. Okay? All identities exist. There is no good or bad. I manifested my uterine cancer to go away. That's amazing. Yeah, uterine biopsies are no joke. No freaking joke. Trust me, I know. My cancer was cervical, so I know. I've had coloscopies, I think they're called. I had plug in my phone real quick. I had LEEP procedures, etc., with zero anesthesia. So trust me, I know they are no joke. They did a hysterectomy last year. Are you liking it? Because my cousin had a hysterectomy as well due to cancer, and she loved it. Like, she's okay being on hormones. She doesn't mind at all. She loves it. She feels so much better. Pradina, is our new awareness enough to bypass the subconscious, which most of the time is running the show? The subconscious isn't running the show. You are. Get it out of your mind that you are separate from your subconscious. You are your subconscious. I do not teach that you are separate from it. Welcome to my channel, where I say shit other people don't. So if you expect what other coaches teach, you're on the wrong channel. If you want the coaches that are going to tell you, you got to program your subconscious, you need to do this to program your subconscious, you need to raise your vibration, you need to select it like you're selecting the frequency on a radio, go to them. That's not me. That's not me. Okay? Everybody in this chat will tell you that is not me. I bypass all the bull, all the BS, okay? All of it. It's all boils down to identity. Identity is self-concept. Okay? All it boils down to. You are not separate from anything. You are oneness. You are the I am. You are Bliss. You are Jen. You are me. You are everyone in this chat. You are the phone that you are holding watching me, or the device that you're holding, or the TV that you're watching me on, whatever it is. Because some of you guys do watch me on TV, which is like, why? But okay. Like, why are you putting me on your TV for? All right. But you don't need all those things. You just need to be. That's it. Bliss, the physical pain has kept me from traveling and doing the kind of work I prefer, but I am ready to leave that all behind, especially after this chat. Love that. Love it. I also have a meditation that's free on my channel. That's a now meditation, like the power of now type meditation. It's to get rid of anxiety, depression, stuff like that. That might help you as well with pain. You can try that out. And I guess Michelle thinks that, you know, she's just pure garbage. That's unfortunate. I don't know why she thinks that. Hey, to each their own. Bliss, I'm going to be a success story. Of course you are. You already are. You already are. You can see yourself writing the email, sending over the voice message, whatever it is. Because I take it all. It does not matter, whatever you're comfortable with. Pradina, you said you make your clients focus on their self-concept on their first 7 days. Do they only use your free self-concept guide? So it depends. A lot of times I do have them use the self-concept guide as a basis, but some people need a little bit more than that, and that's where the coaching comes in. So I'll help them every day reinforce the new identity, reinforce that you are no longer this old self, basically breaking the habit of their old identity, right? As what is it? Is it Dr. Joe Dispenza that says breaking the habit of being yourself? Same thing. Same thing. And it's what I talked about in this live is fasting from the old self, detoxing from the old self, detoxing from the habits and the way that you were being to completely become the new self. Soraya, just see that they already have. We need to call their moms on them. Hey, whatever. They're probably just miserable and they're trying to spread their misery, and that's okay. We just don't even acknowledge it. See, don't even put your awareness on it. I don't. That's why they get put in the timeout chair. And it's kind of like that one guy earlier that literally paid me to ask a stupid question. I didn't even acknowledge it. Said it doesn't matter. He can pay me all he wants. If he wants to pay me, that's fine. I'm not obligated to answer his dumb question. What these men don't know is that in my 20s, I was a dominatrix. So they can say whatever they want. It's not going to bother me. Because, like, I was a pro dominatrix mainly online. And literally, submissive men are the biggest whiny brat babies ever. If I can ignore them, trust me, you can ignore anyone. And they would pay me to ignore them. So yeah, if whatever that guy, all I know is that the first part of his name was Alpha. Alpha. Okay. Yeah. Big Alpha paying me $2 to ask me a stupid question. Okay. All 5'1" of my ass would put him on his knees. That's how much I don't pay attention. But yeah, it's so funny, like the whole alpha thing. They harp on it, and it's not even a real theory. I grew up with 3 wolves as pets, I can tell you. Okay? The guy that invented the alpha theory later debunked it. Why? Because when he first observed wolves, they were in habitat. They act entirely different when they are in habitat, when they were in enclosed habitats, right? Than when they are in the wild. That totally different. So essentially, these men that claim that they're alpha, right, are basically saying that they're aggressive and like in a cage wolves. That's what they're saying. They're not natural because naturally wolves don't have that stuff. Naturally, how wolves act is their pack is a male and a female that are partners, and they have their offspring. And after the offspring becomes old enough, they go off and make their own family unit. That's the pack. That's how they are in the wild. These men need to educate themselves. They really do. And it's kind of like when they say, "Oh, I'm a alpha lion." Ugh. Lioness run the freaking pride, dumbass. I think I got disconnected, but when a lioness gets tired of a male lion, they will kick them out of the pride, or they kill them. So yeah, go be a male lion. Have fun with that. Majority of male lions aren't even part of a pride because the lionesses don't want to deal with them. And a lot of male lions are actually gay. I mean, nothing wrong with that if that's what they want to be. Cool. Okay. Soraya, I'm with SP in my 40 despite having a 3P and him wanting to marry her. What are you talking about? Guys, you gotta stop. Stop watching all these different coaches. I don't teach that stuff. Where in any of my content do I talk about 3D, 4D, 5D, triple D? What? Big D, little d. Where do I talk about that stuff? Where? Where do I talk about it? I don't talk about any of that. There's no such thing. Gosh, your reality is just who you are being. That's it. Your reality is just who you are being, who you say you are, and what you say everything else is in relation to you. That's it. What 3P? What this? What that? Who freaking cares? And why are you calling your person SP? Go watch my whole SP. Like if you can't afford my coaching, that's okay. Go to my channel. I have a playlist for just SP manifestation. Go watch the whole playlist. And then tell me what you're doing wrong right now. Diana, why do men make plans with me and then back out? This just happened to me and I'm so confused because you keep being the person that they do that to. I've talked about this the entire life. Bliss, I agree though. The female lions are the badasses of the pride. Yeah, exactly. Diana, he approached me the way I like, and even though he's not my type, I agreed, and it still happened because you keep being the person that it happens to. Bliss, I can't be the only one who laughed when I heard SP-niverse. That's funny. That's hilarious. SP-niverse. SP. I need to like. That's hilarious. Every time I see SP now, I'm just gonna see that. I'm gonna see SP. Is it small peen? Is it a shrimpy peen? SP is now shrimp peen. I just told you guys I used to be a dominatrix. My main fetish that I cater to is humiliation. Can you tell? And some of it was small penis humiliation. So SP is now shrimp peen. So every time you guys say SP now, I'm going to think of shrimp peen. Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Woo! Bliss, you're hilarious. Fly high. What if both partners are submissives? I mean, I'm not really in that lifestyle. I was a pro dom. And literally it was acting. Literally, it was me being a character. The same thing that I tell you guys, that you can be a character until you make your identity that you wish to be your default. Soraya, he is with her now, but he's my soulmate. I'm just sure he'll reflect my identity back. I have a very shitty self-concept. You need to rewatch this entire live. No more shitty self-concept. Stop saying you have a shitty self-concept. I'm not going to hear it anymore. Diana, how do I stop being that person? Like, practically become a new identity, become a new self-concept, the thing that I teach. I have a free self-concept guide on my channel, on my website. Sorry. Soraya, I have thought of him as the prize, whereas the truth is I'm the prize. Exactly, you are. So why are you giving your power away? Why are you making it S-Peen-iverse? S-Peen, shrimp peen. You're making it shrimp peen-iverse. You're making it shrimp peen-iverse, small peen-iverse. It's universe. You. Everything is you. Stop focusing on 3D, 2D, 5D, 4D, 7D, triple D, right? Double D, 36 double D, 36 triple D. Small D, big D, huge D. Okay, we gotta stop it. Everything just is. Everything is now. Everything happens now. You guys are getting the chaos version of me now. I've been on here for 2 hours. That's why. That's what happens. This is when the chaos happens. See, the lesson, the lesson me, the coach me is in the beginning of the live, and then the chaos me is towards the end. Richard, been watching your former videos yesterday. Perfect. Bliss, I'm a 36 double D. I want to be a 36D. Then you already are. Boobies are just what? Fat. So if you lost fat, you will lose them. Simple. I need to drink what you're drinking today. I'm drinking matcha. It's a matcha. It's a matcha latte. That's what I'm drinking. I literally hardly ever drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs, man. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm high on life. Like, this is just me. I love how you do those voices. I can do so many voices. I had matcha too. Yeah, matcha's amazing. I usually have coffee, but I was wanting a matcha today. I was wanting the matcha. You need a matcha? You like need it. Yeah. Need all of it. That voice got me. What voice? Do you know how many voices I've been doing throughout this live? Oh, God. But guys, I've said this throughout this live. If you're just joining me and you're watching multiple coaches, you are like obsessed with manifestation content, this is the best advice I can give you as someone that has been there, done it. I have the t-shirt, right? I should actually create a t-shirt, former manifestation content addict. I should make the t-shirt. I should do that and wear it on here. I don't care. But I'm telling you, focus on one coach. Okay. 2 at most. If you want like a masculine and a feminine perspective, great. Okay. But focus on one coach. I'm begging you, because when you're watching all these different coaches, all these different perspectives, you're going to have contradictory information. You're going to have confusing information, and you're just going to burn out. The people that have the best success, they focus on one coach. Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy were coached by Abdullah. One coach. Okay. Made the 2 greatest teachers of manifestation. They were all taught by Abdullah. Okay. There's people that love like one coach, and they talk about one coach, right? There's a reason for that, because they focus on just that one coach. So find your coach, whoever you resonate the most with, and stick with it. There's no right or wrong. I might make fun of like a lot of the teachings and stuff because I'm a different perspective, right? But if it works for you, great, go do it. There's no right or wrong. If writing the love letter and putting it under your pillow works for you, great, go do it. If doing a 10K affirmation challenge works for you, great, go do it. But if that shit worked for you, you wouldn't be on my channel. And that's my knowing. So pick your coach, stay with them. Don't falter. It's kind of like I've heard people say that there's coaches out there that say, like me, like you don't need techniques, but then they teach techniques. And my courses, do I teach techniques? I give you options for techniques, but I tell you without a doubt, technique does not manifest. Your identity does. The technique is just a tool to get to the identity. If you need it, great, do it. I personally don't do techniques. I just know. I drink and I know things. That's it. That's it. That's the secret sauce. I'm giving it to you for free. Okay? Bliss. Yes, I want a t-shirt that says, I'm not drunk. This is just how I am. I should have that, right? The man voice you tried. I'm not trying to do a man voice. I'm making fun. Like there's no man voice. I mean, do you want me to do my voice really deep? Is that what you want? You want it like this? No, but I'm not trying to do a man voice. I'm not a man, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just making myself a matcha. There you go. I'm getting everyone hooked on matchas today. That's amazing. Okay. Sorry. Every time something important is told, I tend to miss the important part. I'm only following you and Eric at this point. That's perfect. That's fine. If those are the ones you resonate with, stick with that. Richard, I got off work early so I could join this live, and I'm about to get off of here. But if you want to rewatch the live, scroll back and then you can watch the entire thing. I went over a lot of stuff in this, so always a good thing to do. Diana, will you have any sales soon? Likely not. Likely not. I don't do sales often. It's very rare that I do. You can ask anybody that's been following me for a long time. Like, I might do a sell every 6 months. I am creating new things that are going to be released in September, but I don't have any plans of doing like any like crazy sales or anything. I don't need to. I shift people. Like, if you listen to my success stories of people like shifting a lot, you can even shift from the free content. You don't need to spend money. Like, you can just watch my free content. You can get my free self-concept guide and shift from that. You don't need to spend money. But if you're going to, look at it as a luxury. Okay? It is not a necessity. It is a luxury. And if you spend money with me, as you're doing it, think every dollar that I spend, I get it back tenfold. Because all my clients do. Every single time. Whether they're coming to me for finances or abundance or money or not, like abundance starts flowing to them. Because that's my knowing. But think about it. With the clients that have spent money with me and the success stories, a lot of them tell me I undercharge. That they spent thousands before me. I've had people tell me, like example here, my 14-day SP challenge, that they spent $3,000 or $5,000 on a course that had nothing in it compared to mine. Mine's a fraction of that. Small fraction of that. I could be charging more, but I'm not going to. Eventually I might. As I'm adding more and more and more to it and the value increases, then yeah, I will. But I don't think I'd ever go to 5,000 for a course. That's crazy. Maybe an intensive, like if you're with me for like a month or something, or I don't know, months, like that makes more sense. But I wouldn't charge that much for a course. That's crazy. But yeah, if you need sales, then go watch my videos on money manifestation. Download the self-concept guide and use it for money. Because if you're looking for sales, you're not in an abundant mindset. And I want you to be abundant. Okay? But you absolutely do not need coaching. You don't have to get coaching. It is a luxury. Kind of like, example here, you don't need to go get your nails done. You don't need to go get your hair done, but that's something that we do, right? No one needs those things. We don't even need a car, technically, but we go and we spend $30,000 on a car, right? Because it's a convenience. It's a luxury, right? No one needs a designer handbag. No one needs to go buy a designer handbag. They do it because it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. Nothing wrong with it. You do you. Me personally, like, I'm using my personal phone, but my phone case has my cards in it. Like, I don't carry a purse. That's just me because I don't care to. But different people are different. But I think I'm about to get off of here. If there are any last questions, I'll take a few more questions and I'm going to get off of here. Soraya, I want to do the 14-day SP challenge. I wish I had done it when you had it on for the first time in a big discount. Yeah, when I first had it, when I first launched it, that was a one-time cost. It will never be that low again. Because I've added more to it since then. And because I take feedback. I take feedback from people and I adjust it and I improve it and everything else. So the more improvements I do to it, the more I add to it, the more it's going to be valued and the higher the price is going to be. But think about it. I've had people do that course and they shift their love life like that. Some shift it in the 14 days. Some people it's a month or two after, right? But they shift their love life. Whether it's getting their FP, the shrimp peen, whether it's getting the shrimp peen back, or it's meeting a whole new person that's better aligned for them, or the person comes back a completely different person, right? How can you put a cost on that? There's people that go years trying to manifest their person, right? And spend tens of thousands of dollars. I don't charge that. And I won't charge that. So for what I charge, it's nothing compared to what's out there. I'm just being honest. And I understand not everybody can afford that. And that's why I have the other sources. That's why I post free content. That's why I do these live streams. That's why I have a free self-concept guide, because literally that's all you really need. If you need more than that, it is a luxury. Okay. I know people that will spend $1,000 on a handbag and not blink twice. Something that costs the designer like maybe $20, $30 to make, and they go drop $1,000 on it. Crazy. Musa, do you know what you make me? What? I don't know. I don't understand your question. You said solve the problem that you make it. What? What problem? I don't know what you're saying. All right, guys, I am getting all of here in 5 minutes. So if you have a question, put it in the chat, or forever hold your peace, or until next time. Sarah, I'm writing a book and starting my side business. Heck yeah, girl. Heck yeah. Love it. So you're already a best-selling author, right? Like your book is already a bestseller. It's already a bestseller. It's already a bestseller on Amazon or whatever, right? It's already on the shelves at Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, whatever. I'm just writing for fun, but I always wanted to do it. Hey, whatever works for you. But no, I love that. What if he never really comes back? Does finding love and peace within oneself enough? You tell me. This is your reality. You're the one declaring that he's never coming back. What if, what if, what if, what if, what if? Guess what that is? That's the old identity, right? You want to be with him, you already are with him. That reality already exists. Why entertain anything else? Liz, so can I manifest commitment with shrimp peen before I've completed my health manifestation? You can have it all right now. Every time you guys say SP, I'm going to say small peen or shrimp peen. You guys need to stop saying SP. Why are you calling this person SP? Go watch my video, the #1 mistake you can make when manifesting an SP. It's the same thing with the whole twin flame label. You're creating the separation. You are creating it. I've seen you, Soraya, I've seen you say that he's not only one and be okay with him not being there. I mean, sure, because that helps you focus on yourself. But this is your reality. You dictate it, no one else, not even me. Bliss, I feel like I used to be afraid I wouldn't be enough as someone dealing with chronic pain. I don't anymore, but I don't want that to be part of my relationship. Then it's not. See how easy this is? Well, simple, simple, simple. Okay, it's simple. It's already not. What are you talking about? Ooh. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then I'm getting off of here. I've already been on here over 2 hours. And that's when I start getting delirious, and that's when I need a break. Fairy Sony, I'm working on my self-concept like you always say. Perfect. But how are you working on something that you already are? You already are whatever you say you are. There's nothing to work on because you already are. Soraya, so my husband, not shrimping. Yes. I went down the spiral of spells and rituals, but they don't sit well with me. Will my husband be back? I'm sending you a success story with our invite if he does. That's up to you. Stop giving your power away. Why are you asking me to dictate your reality? You're giving your power away, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to entertain it. All versions of reality exist. You are selecting the one that you are experiencing right now. Nothing wrong with that. But if you wish to be in a different reality, be the self that is experiencing it. That easy. Bliss. Thanks, guys. This was fun and helpful. I intend everyone fully steps into their desired identities this week and lives it. Awesome. Love it. Fairy Sony. How to deal with fears which comes in my mind. Fear is just thoughts. Thoughts don't matter. Think of thoughts like background noise, like you've turned on a TV and it's just in the background. Let's give an example here. If you are in a waiting room, say at the doctor's office, and there's a TV on that is playing something that you don't care for, do you get annoyed and like, oh my God, I can't believe that's on the TV? No, you ignore it. You probably play games on your phone or something else, right? Read a book, whatever it is that you do. Read a magazine. Think of your thoughts the same way. Another thing I like to do when I don't care what my thoughts are saying is like to think of it like a baby panda throwing a tantrum because it's funny. Okay? Think of a toddler throwing a tantrum. Talk to any parent and ask them what they do when their toddler is throwing a tantrum or a child is crying and screaming and they're perfectly fine, right? They're fed, they're changed, they're clean, everything else. Maybe they're cranky, right? You want to know what I did when my son was little? Put him in my car, I blasted my music, and I fucking drove until he passed out. Okay? You drown it out. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Your thoughts are not what you really are. Think about it. You hear your thoughts, right? So who's hearing the thought? Because you are not your thoughts. Soraya, I'm going to watch this live again and come back with the doubts if I have any. I don't think there will be any. There isn't any. Pradina, how to fast from intrusive thoughts, especially in the middle of activities, i.e. meeting. Do I need to correct the thoughts? I mean, it's up to you. I personally would hate to sit there and just correct my thoughts all the time. That would drive me insane. But there's no right or wrong. It's up to you. Personally, I just don't even entertain them. That's fasting from them, right? Realize that you're not your thoughts. Sarah, when I've gotten fearful thoughts recently, I just say, I don't have time to worry about this nonsense. I have a house to furnish, a book to write, a business to run. I don't have time to focus on fears. Hey, there we go. It's kind of like the same thing when I cured my cancer. When I was diagnosed, I literally told the doctor, I don't have time for this. I've got a child to take care of, right? I don't have time for all this. It's going to take one treatment and one treatment only, and I'm going to be fine. And that's exactly what it took because I declared it, because I didn't accept anything else. Feel the fear and do it anyway. That's a book, and it's a great book. I think it is on my Amazon store, my Amazon storefront. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Every great in history felt fear. Every great in history had imposter syndrome. Okay? Felt I'm not good enough. I'm not qualified enough. But they did it anyway. Soraya, do you immediately stop and distract yourself from your intrusive thoughts? And a lot of times I just think of them as background noise. I just talked about this. I think of them as background noise and I don't even give them any attention. Right? Like, example here, I used to be obese. I am not now. And if the thoughts come in of, oh, you're fat, be like, oh, that's cute. Okay. Moving on. How do you guys see right away how I deal with trolls in my chat? I don't even pay them attention. I mock them and I move on. Right? It's the same thing I do with my thoughts. I don't give them any power over me. Thoughts that I don't like, I should say. Does that answer the question? All right, guys, I'm about to get off of here. I have been on here almost 2.5 hours. So I will see you guys next time. I will announce on my community tab the next time that I am live. Like I said earlier in this live, I am releasing quite a bit of things for September. Number one, I'm releasing a school, SKOOL. It will be a community for us to join and for us to talk about all things manifestation. You can ask questions in there. I'll have posts on there. On the first tier, I'm going to post all of my members only videos that are on my first tier here on YouTube. We'll go over there as well. And after I have the first group coaching, I will have one group coaching call for free for the first month for the first tier. After that, it'll go to twice a month. And basically what the group coaching will be is we'll probably do it over Zoom, something like that. I'll figure out what's going to work best for everybody. And basically you can come in, you can do a video call with me, you can get on audio, you can just type in the chat, and I will coach you for 10 minutes. Each person will get a hot seat for 10 minutes, and I will live coach you. Okay? That's going to be over there. After the first month, there will be other tiers that are going to get more priority with group coaching and other things. I will also have a tier like the one here on YouTube. My Vault tier will be over there as well, where you'll get access to my courses and everything else. Lots of fun stuff coming. So you guys asked about discounts. That's the way you'll get a discount, is by joining the community. Because it's cheaper to do it that way than to buy things a la carte on my website. So if that answered that question, there you go. That's how I'm going to be doing it. When you purchase things on my website, you get them for life. So life of however long I have the courses up. You get it. You get the updates. You get everything. So hope that answered all those questions. But I'm about to get off of here. I'm going to go do some things, work on some things. And like I said, there's going to be a lot coming out. I also have a lot of videos to record. Probably record some tonight or tomorrow. And one of them is going to be like what we talked about here on the live about fasting and detoxing from the old self to really make the new self your default. And I've talked about making your new self your default before, but I want to talk about it as far as like fasting and stuff like that. I talked about that during this live. Trying to think what other videos I have lined up. I have so many. I've got them written down. I write stuff down so I don't forget. But lots of videos coming and more success stories coming. I like to trickle them into the other videos though. Like, I don't want to just have success story, success story, success story on my channel. I don't want to do that. But until next time, guys, I know no matter who's watching this, whether you're live with me or you're watching the replay, you're about to have the best day or night of your life. And I already know that's the case for you. Take care.